of the cars are running up front. We're going to spin about 65 left, but now we're full course yellow. It's going to change all the strategies. There's the left.
And Al Unser Jr. jumps into the pits. Everything changes right now. Little Al's 15 seconds ahead. The stop should run 15 or so. But, of course, there's roll in and roll out. Michael Andretti should, in fact, take the lead, but Michael Andretti comes in as well. Al Unser Jr. rolls away just as Michael Andretti hits the pits. And John Andretti, there's the cause of those yellow flags as John Andretti up against the wall. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, before the display of the full court yellow, Michael Andretti determined that he was going to come into the pit. Michael's away. Let's go to Gary Gerald. Gary?
And they finished service on Emerson Fittipaldi, and this is a quick stop, Jack. It was right around 11 seconds, but troubled on pit road.
Terrible crash. It looked like the Andretti car for a second there as he came over the top of Fittipaldi. On the exit, we had just mentioned that it is Michael, and Michael got way in the air, but he reaches down, takes the steering wheel off. He's okay, but boy, it looked like he got high. Just exactly what we talked about just moments before that, and how careful you have to be when you jump to the pit so very quickly.
Look at this. It's going to be a confrontation, I think.
Michael Andretti runs back down the center of the pits. That car sits there, and Michael goes right for the Penske pits.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, it's really too late for any arguments. I know he's mad. It's really sad that it has to happen.
Look at him. Look at Michael right there down in the Penske pit saying, what were you thinking? What happened here? Michael Andretti, who was definitely in the fight. Here is Fittipaldi. As he started to move away, they waved him out. He pulled out and pulled fairly wide as he came out to avoid that pit in front of him. And there came Michael with no place to go, hit the brakes. Fittipaldi didn't have much choice, though.
Well, there wasn't any choice. That was, in a way, an unavoidable accident. It's a serious accident. It almost got Michael on his head, but what would Fittipaldi do? He just gave everybody else enough room. He came out. Unfortunately, he squeezed Michael in, but it was not an intentional thing.
Well, there's the first substantial incident of this race as an angry Michael Andretti makes the long walk all the way to the pit entrance where his team is.
Let's say you're looking at it from Andretti's standpoint. He would say that the Penske men should not have waved Fittipaldi out. Correct?
Stan, that's not true. That's maybe what he's thinking, but it's not true. Fittipaldi left plenty of time ahead of time. It's just one of those unfortunate things when two people can't fit in the same pit.
Here's Fittipaldi coming back into the pits, and he's rolling through with damage on one side of the car, and Rick Mears had a problem with one of the pace cars.
Ran into the tire barrier.
So a race that has gone so smoothly suddenly is in total disarray.
One yellow flag, and we've got more action.
Oh, look at the damage on Fittipaldi. Look at that damage.
Well, that's going to put him out one way or the other. That's going to be too severe damage to keep on going. We've lost a lot of cars over a very unfortunate incident.
And in the side pods of that race car are electronics, cooling systems. It's not just decoration.
All the brains are right in there, plus the cooling system, like you say, Paul, and plus their heat exchanger for the oil is right in there.
The man that gets away with it and comes through so very smooth. Look at Michael. He doesn't believe it.
Nowhere to go.
He's right. He said he had nowhere to go.
So Michael Andretti, apparently not aware, though, that another crew was laid out in front of Fittipaldi, and Fittipaldi was drifting. These are very narrow pits here, Bobby.
Well, often they are. And, you know, pits will never be totally good. As we've watched the NASCAR races, they've had problems. And I guess sometimes when you just have things all happen the wrong way, it's going to be bad.
Let's take another look at this situation. Here is Fittipaldi as the Penske team completes their stop with Fittipaldi. Everything is routine to this point. Rick Reineman says, take the car out, you're fine.
Look at the tires that are put out.
Look ahead here. See the tires? Now Fittipaldi's cutting them. He could maybe get a little closer, but there comes Michael.
Now remember, the problem really would come from the fact that Michael's the first one in on the pits. He's way upstream. He had a chance to get going fast. Emo's at almost the bottom end of the pit, so he's going a lot slower.
Well, Toyota pace car is definitely out. And the situation on that pace car took the corner a little wide, it looked like, and Rick went with him.
I don't know who the pace car driver is, but he's going to be embarrassed also.
Let's go to the pits and Jack Arute.
Michael, quite simply, in your words, what happened down there?
Well, they
Emerson's pit crew waved Emo out right in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. All I did was just get pinned up against the wall, and I hit him, and it was just a bad circumstance.
The word was that there was another pit right and directly in front of Emo, and that they had to wave him out that way because of the fact that that pit was already full. Were you aware of that when you were coming down through there?
No, I'm not aware of that. All I know is all of a sudden I'm going to T-bone Emerson. He's right in front of me. So I think it was responsibility of their guys not to wave him out, you know, because they saw me coming full blast. I was already in third gear flat out, and, you know, I had nowhere to go.
That dramatically changes the complexion of the race, and for more on this, let's go to Gary Gerald.
And Jack, here's the other principal, Emerson Fittipaldi, who's had a chance now to talk to his crew and get his breath. Emerson, a very, very frightening moment.
Well, I'm very disappointed. You know, Michael has to accept I was going out of the pit ahead of him. He should back off. There's no space where to go. And it just hit him on the back. I mean, what else can I do?
Did you see him in your mirror? Did you have any indication there was a car coming?
No, they told me I was ahead of Michael just to go. And I mean, this is the pit exit. I was ahead of him. There is a solid car ahead of him. I mean, how he hasn't seen me going out, he has to back off. Like I did back off for the other drivers that are coming to the pit. They are getting out, I have to back off.
Have you ever had a pit accident like this before in your IndyCar career?
Never had, first time.
All right. Well, we're going to take a look from an onboard camera. Paul, we go back up to you.
Yeah, Bobby Rahal's point of view. Some logic in both explanations. Here was Rahal. As he was coming out, Michael and Emo well down the course, and Bobby had to dart over and get away from some debris so he didn't cut down his tires as he came away. The pits for Michael Andretti about 300 yards down from where Emerson Fittipaldi is. The double flags, of course, means we have a full course yellow as the field lines up behind the pace car, and we will come back to a restart as soon as they have all the debris cleared away both on the track and down in the pits. Al Unser Jr., well, they close up behind him as well. It's going to be quite a finish.